Alright, I'm officially live. I don't know if you want to witness that shit. I'm officially live. Alright, I'm gonna ensure that y'all can be able to hear me.
These are people who tried to outsmart the system but failed. Sometimes people tend to overestimate their intelligence and end up in the worst possible situations as a result of their dumb decision making. Everybody, this is Samuel D. Pigeon. He was married to a woman.
Hold up, chat.
Woman, and he had a son with her. But this guy and his wife would have a lot of issues. So rather than communicating it like a normal healthy couple, he would drink and he would get angry and he would scream at his wife all the time. He would yell at her in hopes that one was gonna pick my dad. And one day a light bulb will flick over her head and she'll just change. But that didn't happen, because that's not how life works. So his wife took the kid and moved out while he was at work. So he came home from work one day and he was like, okay, where is my son? Where is my
Can we
wife?
chat?
Oh, they ran away? Great. So he found them and he had the option to, one, apologize for his actions, or two, kidnap them. So he kidnapped them. Luckily, the cops got alarmed and they got a hold of him. So he was looking to face some serious jail time. So he got the advice from another dude, who we will call George, to basically just act insane. He was like, yo, we're in America. You're not gonna go to jail if you act crazy. This is how this country works. So Samuel was like, yo, you're smart. I like you. So that's what he did. When he was at the court, he told the judge,
Aye, bro.
hi, bro. Judge, it wasn't me. Someone was telling me to do this. I was hearing whispers in my ears. Blah, blah, blah. So the judge looked at him, listened, and was like, okay, I get it. I'm not gonna put you in jail. So Samuel was like, great, finally, I'm a genius. It worked. But the judge was like, instead, I'm gonna throw you into a mental asylum for 70 years. So that's where Samuel is now. Negative 900 IQ plate. These are...
That's very stupid of him. Oh my goodness. But anyway, chat, what's a good chat? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. Back was more of me playing GTA 5 online. Back was more of me playing GTA 5 online with my homie Angel and just overall, like whoever I play with, like was it my subs or Angel? Typically Angel, and he's gonna consider playing with me once he gets finished taking a shower. Excuse me. But yeah, that last live stream was great. I mean, I loved it. I mean, overall, like mentioning like what I overall did within each chronological age was like perfecto. I mean, it seemed like I had a small skull, but hey, the skull can't. Cause it seems like my homie Angel has a bit of a bigger skull compared to mine, but hey, it ain't necessarily about the skull. It's more of like the brain size. You know. My bad, I was thinking about something personal. But yeah, so yeah, like I mentioned last live stream, I had a crush on Alexandra. I was hoping she had an iPhone, but she was 6. And 6, because there is not getting. Do y'all think there should be a law For when people can have iPhones? Possibly not, because it's more like it's not sinful. Like to drive, for example, you can't drive at 7 because it's more of safety reasons. So I respect that. But an age restriction, no. 12 plus seems reasonable because that would seem like a perfect age. 14 in 9 months is not perfect. In 16 to drive in like 2 years is not. That's stupid. 2 years of experience? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I mean, if I passed it at exactly 14, then it would have seemed reasonable. But I have to get into habit in studying, like, for the state test. Like, it's been, like, exactly 5 years since I last took one. And I passed the one at exactly 15, not 14. Because, you know. Because back then, it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of majority of the aspects or majority of the things. Whereas compared to today, it took quite a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things, you know. Oops. But yeah, when I was 14, when I was 13, I had a crush on this girl named Alexandra. Yeah, she was 6, I was 13. But this is like as a friend. But I was single at the time. Actually, I wasn't. So, did I had like a crush or did I like want to be friends? I wanted to overall be friends. I never had that feeling of like wanting to have a crush and all that and getting into a relationship. But she's 14 and I'm 20. So 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. That's 6 years apart. And unfortunately, Michigan doesn't have the 16 to 15 shit. Despite it being temporally, you know. In terms of the motherfucking bitch-ass current laws, like, despite the age requirement laws being temporally, like, regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity. Especially the chronological ages, I especially mentioned with some of my recent live streams. Despite the age requirement laws being temporally, you know. So yeah, I had a crush on several girls when I was younger. And this was as friends until this day as well, so either way would be friends. Because, you know, despite the age requirement laws being temporally. Because 18 plus is temporally. And I especially mentioned my last live stream before, or should I say recent live stream, considering the fact that my last live stream was GTA, not The Walking Dead Season 4. Last live stream I specifically, well no, GTA I'm pretty sure, like yesterday, but who knows. Anyways, and take off in the process. But anyway, my recent live stream I specifically mentioned I'm going to remove the 18 plus shit and the 25 plus shit. Yeah, actually it was last live stream. Well, 2 live streams ago. It was actually GTA 5 Online, not necessarily The Walking Dead Season 4. Because I mentioned more on the GTA 5 Online compared to The Walking Dead Season 4. Which is not necessarily a typical playthrough. But yeah, I love PlayStation Now as well. Back when I was 13, I used to like steal my dad's credit card. And I didn't steal. I just wanted to use someone's. Because you know how you can't give your credit card because some people love to be greedy and love to steal your shit. They love to be thieves, be greedy, want more out of what they have. I just used it. Well, it was... Did I charge my dad? I'm pretty sure he mentioned, like, that I charged him something. So we had to overall get rid of the PSN, but overall, guess what, chat? I overall got it again. So the games were free, you just had to put, like, something in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I want it to be free. When something's free, why do you have to put it in? Well, if someone's free... or something's free, excuse me, they want you to pay because they want you to try it out. And if you love it, they want you to reward them like with money. They're not necessarily being greedy. They just want you to reward them. But back then, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I knew that there's a reason why, but I was not patient. Impulse control. Actually, I managed it, but that is specifically associated with my stress and anxiety, which that's specifically associated with my traumatic situation. So it's more of that than brain development, because my brain was fully formed and fully developed after birth, and I was past 7 plus, like 7 years old. 7 plus means from 7 years old above that to beyond that, and I was 13 during that time. And when I was 12, I actually wanted to create a PSN account, and I've already explained my reasons towards that. So they constantly like want to repeat the lines or the dialogues. Dialogue means like something small and sweet, you know. So But my dad had to create a PlayStation account, and I did not like it because he put the exact year of mine. And apparently, when you want to create a PSN account, you have to be 18. It's stupid. That's why I'm gonna remove that bullshit. But I don't necessarily want parental control. I don't necessarily want to be selfish. I feel like parental control. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it should be banned, or do you think there should be certain aspects for someone monitoring? Because parental control, and I'm gonna be honest, my phone even have it. I can't even check at the moment. And I am mentally mature. I don't even need it back then, but I'm mentally mature. I can even check it right now. It remains there. It's like if you live with your parent, they moderate it. Excuse me, did I mention moderate it? Moderate it. So you go into general, right? No, you don't. You don't necessarily go into general. It's not necessarily accessibility, right? Or do I not have it because they assume like, oh, I'm mentally mature? I've been mentally mature since I was younger, so. And I actually got back to playing The Walking Dead Season 1 back when I was 13, but I never had a chance to play it because I don't want my uncle to be like, why the fuck are you playing that game? Because, hey, bro, when you're an uncle, and I'm not saying my uncle Tony, he's chill. He's liberal. He's never strict. I ain't gonna talk about much about the past with him. He's a great uncle. I love my uncle Tony. I subscribe to him. I watch his shit. I mean, I didn't watch much of it because of my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Meaning when he sends me something, I'm like, I don't want to watch the whole video. Oh my gosh, because of how long it was. And I'm being honest. Hey, I still want to consider watching. I can even go back to his text message and go within plenty of the shit. I even mentioned to him like I was single back then, and I just want to consider if I find myself a girl. And he's like, you'll get to that moment of time or point. And hey, I found one back in 2022, but I didn't like her. At first I did, and yeah, she had Down syndrome. It took a while for me to process to whether she had Down syndrome or not. Well, back then, it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of majority of the aspects or majority of the things, whereas today it took quite a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things, you know. And yeah, she has Down syndrome. I mean, hey, I respect that. I don't necessarily disrespect it. It was just her personality. I didn't necessarily like. Okay, let me find parental control. Screen time. They don't have it. Content and privacy restrictions. Location service allowed. Ooh. Oh, you can. Apps. Obviously, they have the ages. So why would they assume that you're mentally mature / mentally an adult? Yeah, why would they assume that you're mentally mature / mentally an adult, which is official adulthood, where they assume you have full responsibility, fully independent, and
Skyner. He's what? That's Jenny called you.
huh?
That's what Jenny called you.
What?
I'm not telling you again. He's just
She called me a Steiner.
Skyner.
She knows Skyner.
Skyner.
Sky nerd. Oh, interesting.
No, not Skyner. It's Skyner.
That's what I mentioned. Sky nerd.
You said dirt. Not really. Yes, really. Not really. Yes, really. Not really. Yes, really. You're so annoying. Not really. Yes, really. We don't let it go. Let it go.
Man, don't you all hate mood swings? Boys and girls are like that, not just girls. But yeah, why would they assume that? I mean, 18 because of legal, like the temporarily legal term, you know, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily. But why 17 plus for some things like video games or when you want to have access to the app? For me, it just mentions 17 plus because I can play whatever. But I don't necessarily agree with it. My kids are gonna play whatever app they. Well, once they're 7, XSplit. I'm pretty sure XSplit means like you want it to be reviewing, meaning you're able to be responsible. Add apps. App clips allow web content unrestricted. Limit adult websites. That means like you're mentally mature. You're able to understand.
Yes, I know. Ooh, what the heck?
Ah, Bucky.
Yo, not much. Yo, Mama Jenny. What exactly is a sky nerd? A sky nerd. Sky nerd. That's what Valentina mentioned. Multiplayer. So instead of calling it parental control, it's called the restriction. Ooh, so I can control myself. Okay, that's actually stupid. Why would I do that? For my kids, I'm gonna allow it when they're 7+. But to have a phone, it's more of the hand size, not just the mentality. I mean, who knows? I'm possibly gonna get myself an iPhone 17 Pro Max and give it to someone who's 7 years old. Like, just give it to them. See, like, if they want to take a picture and say, "Hey, do you want to take a picture of us?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, sure." If it's a boy or girl, and then I'll give it to him or her, and then like if it's someone like I interact with. But I feel like when you're younger, you're very innocent. I'm kidding. Anybody can not be innocent. Innocent is simply because when you're like Adam and Eve, because I already mentioned about them. I'm a recent live stream. Do you know what I'm referring to? Like a kid/child, physically, eternally, indefinitely. You already know what I'm specifically referring to. They're innocent, like spiritually, mentally, because they're responsible. They don't get tempted/manipulated, and spiritually, meaning they're associated with God Almighty Jesus Christ. You know, specifically associated with God Almighty Jesus Christ. And physically, who they are, who they're meant to be. And I've already mentioned it. So it's referred to as content and privacy restrictions. So it's not called parental control. Interesting. But hey, like I mentioned, and once what's your all's thoughts? Do you think like once 7+, like I specifically mentioned about the mentality, they'll have access to it? Like, because who knows? I never touched an iPhone 17 Pro Max when I was younger. Plus, hey, the iPhone 17 was not necessarily out. It goes by chronological order or numerical order. So the iPhone 17 Pro Max released this year and I'm 20. And my hands are like medium and I never touched one. So you never know. Yeah, my hands are like medium. Big, oh man. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention to my homie Jack, like Z-Jack, because AZ lied about his name and I'm like, why would he lie about it? Jeez, lying about your name is actually a sin, but hey, he didn't mean to. He made a mistake. I forgive him. Love him, no homo. Despite the stubbornness, like when he helps me, I even mentioned my homie Jack, like, oh, I outsmart him, but I didn't say like AZ name. I just mentioned I outsmarted someone who's older than me. Let's just mention. And I ain't gonna mention his age. I mentioned to my homie Jack, but that's different. Not like AZ would know. Plus, I mentioned to a person. It's not like I'm mentioning on my whole stream about his actual age. You know, but hey, he is older than me chronologically. You know.
Mikey, a sky nerd is knowing all the things. Like, I was asking her when the solar eclipse is. She said, that's a Mikey.
Oh, okay. You could have mentioned astronomical or astronomical nerd, meaning you're very like very smart with like beyond Earth. But anyway, you're good. You gotta be very specific.
You can't come to the gym because dad is taking Jolina's class. So you're just have to help with the
Taking her as a guest.
No, Jolina's in dad's class, and Jenny doesn't want to potty pay.
No, it's not good. I'm gonna save my money anyway, so.
Well, you don't need to pay for it. How long do you have to be to make a membership?
I would say
Or do you need
the age you're able to work out, the current age. So like if you're 13,
I think you have to be 18, right, to pay.
no, you can pay. You just gotta. Cause I seen some like those who are teenagers like in that phase.
Oh, you want to play?
Like there were teenagers who were paying themselves.
Mikey, stop yapping. I know you have a crush on Vanessa. I just saw Vanessa, you know, right?
No, that's cool.
But you didn't see her.
It's all good.
And it's all good.
Anyway, but it's interesting chat.
Also, Mikey, no, Mikey, stop. Why did you eat my brain?
Hey yo.
No, don't act so cool. You scared? Not really. Use really. Who's so?
So I feel like what they should ban is content and privacy restrictions, but sets up screen time as the screen time for family. Set family sharing to use screen time with your family's devices. Oh. Set up screen time content restrictions and other controls for your child. Child account stupid. Like they should have their own account. You could refer to someone as a child actor or actress because like that's when they started becoming an actor or actress. So
I didn't even think it.
Oh, just a reminder, Melina's at your dad's, so we have to figure out.
but hey, it's interesting.
Oh.
So if we take the
I just want to see what it's like to witness content restriction. Huh?
Because Angelina's coming to the gym. Yes. She wants to. Angelina, you want to?
Yeah, why? Why?
Because Dad's shy in front of you when he works out. He thinks you stare at his muscles.
Now what?
Valentina.
What?
Yeah, he's playing. He's gaming.
What about Valentina? Mommy.
You're coming.
You touching me?
Yes, you're coming too.
Hey. Hi.
Yeah, NPCs are.
Shoot someone.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like NPCs like that in GT5. GT6 is gonna be great. But yeah, content restrictions. Hold on, let me. And they refer to parental control, but I feel like we gotta refer to something else. Hold on, let me find the thing. Accessibility. Oh wait, it's not necessarily accessibility. Oops. General? No. Control center. No. Hold on, take off from the process. Hold up, chat.
If anyone tries to stop you, kill them.
Hold up, chat. Quite curious, where exactly is that?
No! Nope. You're not leaving. Tell you you're sorry. Say sorry. Let him go. He spit in my face. Why did you spit? No, you have so freaking nasty. Why you spit at her? What happened? Or why you spit in her face?
Hold up, chat. Give me a minute. Excuse me, chat.
You spit. Why did you spit? There has to be a reason. Who the frick is Jacqueline? Huh? Nothing. Who's texting me? I don't know. Not me, I'm not talking. No, that's creepy. Because they want to know what they said? Yeah. They said, "Hi, this is your driver from Joyful Express. I'm delivering your package tracking number, blah, 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 but can't access the building. Can I leave it at a secure location you testing now, or could you provide the access code? The door's closed. Can I leave the package at the front door?" And they also called me.
That seems like a scam.
And they show a picture and it looks like not my house.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Let me see. Come. Come to me. I don't know if it's a boy. They only show their son.
Hold up, chat. I'm not able to find it. Hold up.
Obviously, it's a scam. Nope, Johnny. You spit at her. I'm here outside. I'm so scared.
Possibly show this to
Mikey, they said they're outside. There's just a scam bomb.
show to dad or.
Fight time. Okay, I'm not gonna delete it yet till I show. Oh, where are you?
Oh, I found the chat. It's screen time apparently.
No, this doesn't look like my house. It looks like a green. Yeah, where's the Jesus? Huh? Where's the rabbit? Where's the owl? Maybe it's the owl. Because why is the owl staring at us? Oh, you're here outside. Tell him. The door's closed. Wait, I dare you to tell him. Okay, I'm right at the door waiting for you. Tell him as a joke. This is a scam. It's a scam. Scam. Wait for it, scam. Just say. I'm gonna show him down. That's actually good. I never get a text. It's not funny. Wait, just say. Call me too. Call them back. No, you don't answer random people. You would because you don't know nothing. Don't touch his ear. He's gonna go bonkers. Whoa! What? This is from Detroit. I ain't looking like this. I don't. Wait, that's the same. Nope. What? What? Stop, Valentina. Valentina, that's the same person keeps calling me. I said. Stop! What, John? That's a spam call. There's nothing.
Location services.
I want to see how it works.
Oh, so if you overall go on there, it can like mention to you which apps you want to overall allow it.
Oh, no, I'm gonna take it. Let me take this back out. Here. Oh, really?
Oh, Facebook I mentioned never because
Wait, hold on. I want to do a trend, John.
who knows?
I don't need a boy. I have my boy.
Well, if it mentions location, obviously they're gonna know exactly where you're at. I mean, you never know since you're cooperating in the process. So better safe than sorry overall. Contacts.
You know what? I'm gonna screenshot this number, and if that's the same number that keeps calling me, then call please. No, because it says 313 from Detroit, Michigan. So that's actually people, right? The door's closed. I'm not even texting at the front door. I'm here outside. Yeah, I know who you're texting. You know what? I think you're texting the wrong person.
If I allow full contact, does that overall mean like if I have X? I'm quite curious. Jeez, I have plenty of people in my contact. I have like 205 people in my contact. Hey, it's quite interesting. But yeah, content and privacy restriction. I mean, I'm the type of person who would allow it. I mean,
If you don't know,
once it's my child's first time, and like if I introduce a phone to them, then
I want to do a TikTok first.
like if I introduce a iPhone to them, then that typically depends. Set up screen time, content restrictions, and other controls for your child.
You're having it, but you're not.
Continue. Obviously, I'm not gonna continue. I just want to see.
You're having it, but you're not keeping it.
Child accounts can be created by a parent or legal guardian for children For any individual's children 12 and younger.
But you're not eating.
12 and younger, that's stupid.
Can you tell Johnny to do it to help with me, please? There's one. I swear to one. One take. Just tell him I need to carry him like this. It's a
This account will be part of your family until the child is 13. You must be mentally an adult and child's parent or legal guardian to provide consent. Oh! But why 13? What's the difference between when you're mentally mature at 7 or 13?
Yeah, I'm not talking to Johnny. If you go to the gym, I don't care if he pees or just I don't care. He can just pee.
I'm possibly not gonna create them one. I'm pretty sure like there shouldn't be an account like that.
To use the bathroom.
Because if you're 7 plus, like mentally mature / mentally an adult, like official adulthood, like once they make plenty of changes on exactly year 2029 and plenty of changes on exactly year 2035, like mentally mature / mentally an adult, like official adulthood at exactly 7 plus, like
He won't bring my
like
son, my baby.
fully independent and
You know if you're not having it. I don't care if it's yours. You're not having it.
have full responsibility and full legal responsibility once a change occurs. Yeah, for the
Lulu, cuckoo.
yeah, what overall you know.
You're not getting this until you do a TikTok with me. Whoa, it's a bug. Johnny's mean.
Hold up, chat.
Yeah, Monty, they took the wrong person. What? It said ship to Mulaney Smith. Mulaney? I don't know how to pronounce it. And that didn't look like my address, don't know. 5700E airport. And it has an actual finger. I really hit these freaking.
I'm gonna see where I left off. It's gonna take a while for me to process. Hold up, chat. I'm gonna see where I left off. It's gonna take a while for me to process. So, like, if you're 13, well. No, you can pay. You just gotta. I don't want to watch the whole video. Oh my gosh. Because of how long it was. And I'm being honest. Hey, I still want to consider watching. I can even go back to his text message and go within plenty of the shit. I even mentioned to him Uncle Tony. I subscribed to him. I watched. At first, I mean, hey, I respect that. I don't necessarily disrespect it. It was just her personality. I didn't necessarily like. Okay, let me find parental control. Screen time. my recent live stream, I specifically mentioned I'm gonna remove the 18 plus shit and the 25 plus shit. Season 4, which is not necessarily a typical playthrough. Because you know how you can't give your credit card because some people love to be greedy and love to steal your so we had to overall get rid of the PSN. I want it to be free. When something's free, why do you have to put it in? Well, if someone's free, or something's free, excuse me, they want you to pay because they want you to... And I was like, are you kidding me? Excuse me. I knew that Excuse me, there was chat. a reason why, but I was not patient. Impulse control. Actually, I managed it, but that is specifically associated with... And I've already... You know, so... But my dad had to create a PlayStation account, and I did not like it because he put the exact year of mine, and apparently when you want to create fish, I feel like parental controls... What do y'all think? Do y'all think it should be banned, or... That's where I left off. Because he created a PSN account for me, so I had to delete it.
Why can't I text Leah?
And I still had the friend on it. The account was overall there, but like...
It's saying you cannot travel with this user.
This is my own water bottle.
I tried texting her yesterday. Tell her. Whoa, stop. It's a one. What person? Who is that in our backyard? Mikey believes it. You actually thought? He's so weird. I'm joking.
Voters in my city got money. Yeah, I know the shit's not funny. Only been here a year and balling out of control. Talking about Cristal.
Dad ready?
Do it, bro.
Is Dad ready?
Yeah.
Your body is so sweet. Number every time.
What?
Someone texted
Some person is scamming Angelina.
They call me and
Okay, so this is what you do. You go to the number, block.
he just wanted
Or-
to show you.
Did that call or message?
You could report it.
They call and
And
text.
you can report spam. Too.
Like who just says I'm at your house with a package, and then it was in Detroit.
They wanna like, you know, kill.
And they asked for something with their number.
They wanna kill. But yeah, anyway, that's exactly what happened when I was 13. I did not have my own PSN account, but I figured out a way. I figured out how to create my own Google account because back then it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of majority of the aspects or majority of the things, whereas compared to today, it took a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things.
Okay, one daughter said blue, one daughter said lion. Johnny, blue or lion?
Yeah, whereas compared to today, it took a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things. But I knew how to create a Google account once I figured it out back then, you know. Especially, because, you know about back then. Once I figured out how to create a Google account and a PlayStation account, like, I created my own, but I didn't like the 18 plus shit, so I had to, like, create my own, add, like, a different year, and I overall had access to PlayStation Now, but then I had to use a credit card, or almost a demon card, debit card. That's why teen bank account should be a thing. Like, once you're a teenager or even 7 plus, which is, I feel like 7 plus, like, meaning that age and beyond that, seems appropriate, you know. And parental control should be a thing. I feel like they should overall call it child restriction, meaning certain things that they're not able to have access if you overall give them an iPhone early. Like, for example, if they're 5 and they're able to hold an iPhone 17 Pro Max until 7. Or it depends on their mental maturity level. Like, for the location, what if you're in like a dangerous neighborhood and you don't want them to share a location because of certain reasons, because of murder or greedy individuals like thieves, you know?
Voters in my city got money. Yeah, I know the shit's not funny. Only been here a year and balling out of control. Talking about Cristal. Do it, bro.
How come Jupiter can't drop off Molina? Is his car not working? No, because there's not gonna be a lot of Luminati until you school.
But
She's not gonna have.
but yeah, I created my own Google account, different year, and I just put different birthdays because I don't want them to necessarily know. I mean, I could have put the same exact birthday, but I'm like that. The account I'm currently using is actually different here because I made it since I was 16. So you know how this world is. Some countries even allow people who are younger to create an account. So whatever Sony says is stupid. They go according to the government. Like, come on, Sony, I expect better than you.
I'm gonna put my shoes on.
Meaning it's gonna take part from the process.
Be good, okay?
I
Why are these shoes there? You keep wearing them there?
yeah, because I work at the parks internship.
You gotta wear these?
Yeah.
They tell you?
And I just put it because so my other shoes don't get dirty. Just
So everything's outdoor?
just that internship. The other internships I may just explain about like the park I'm working at in meeting. But yeah.
Things next month, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's next week. But yeah, during the introduction I have to like mention your first and last name. That's my instructor mentioned.
Don't be scared or shy.
I know how to be a public speaker.
You hear him?
What?
He's cussing.
Johnny! Go sit, that's I'm coming.
You have to get Johnny. We don't like him.
But yeah, I'll explain about the other ages afterwards. Like I feel like it seems reasonable for y'all to know. Did I explain about when I was 12? I'm pretty sure I did. What did I mention about when I was 12? Oh, that I wanted to play Fortnite, but it took me. I already explained about the details, but like, cause I was figuring out how to create a PSN account, and then okay, so I knew how to create it, but then it mentions that I have to verify the email because they want to verify to ensure it's me, not just some person like hacking to the system or whatever. And then I have to create a Google account. I'm like, shit, I have to figure out that part. But apparently, I had to have an email, and I'm like, if I figure out, then I would have started season 1, which it doesn't necessarily matter. Thank goodness I started chapter 1 season 4, but then I wasn't able to give myself a battle pass. Well, if I worked at 13, like specifically 13, I actually wanted to work when I was very young. Like, did I? Well, I never had the interest. Why couldn't I work at 13 or 14 was my uncle? Excuse me, chat. Huh. I'm quite curious. I have to mention my uncle. Why did I have to start when I was 16? Was there like an age limit? And I feel like 12 or 13 should be well, 12 or 11 because 10. Not all 10-year-olds start puberty. I started when I was 10, but my muscle development occurred when I was a teenager. That's just how it is, apparently. It's like when you're taking college, you have to take it takes like 4 years. I'm pretty sure I mentioned about the part when I was 12. Was it on my other? Who knows? Was it on my other live stream? Anyway, I'll check afterwards. But I already explained about when I was 13. Actually, I want to go back. I am curious. But yeah, whenever I mention something like, yeah, I'm not gonna be scared or shy, because why would I be? And my dad's like, okay, I'm just saying. Okay, if that was my son, I wouldn't even. I'll be like, that's great. I love the confidence. Actually, that'd be different, quite different than that. I don't want to necessarily be like that, because if you're like, that's great. I love this, son. Love that you have plenty of confidence, you know. Actually, yeah, I could have mentioned that. Yeah, sometimes my sister bullied me. I even mentioned that I have a rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary, and overall very decreased overall, you know. But like the mood swings, man, her certain type of mental trauma, and she mentioned she doesn't have a demon in her. I feel like she does, Because that mood swing, I was not necessarily like that when I was 10 or 11. I was so peaceful. I mean, who knows? Hey, some preteens even throw tantrums. But it's for traumatic reasons. I'm gonna say I did, but not like a toddler. Cause my dad gave me a phone, like his old phone, just to play with or whatever. Because I wasn't able to have my own phone, which is stupid. I had to wait until 13. Well, it was a surprise, so regardless of the age, I'm pretty sure I would have got any age, but come on. I would have got my kids a phone when they're 7. That'll be like their gift for their 7th birthday. And if it's like puberty because like your hand, I mean, I have to see. I have a cousin who's gonna turn 7. Her name is Winter. You'll see her on YouTube when, whenever my uncle decide. That's cause hey, what's in this generation? He's gotta be very protective, and I don't blame him. So whenever she has a YouTube channel, you'll witness her. Unless she does. Okay, she was on my sister's channel, but she was on there. I mean, never know. What if she wants to, And my uncle's like, yeah, sure. I would ensure that he'll possibly monitor her, like, phone or whatever. I mean, she have a phone, but it's like an iPod. iPhones, though, yeah, they're quite big, and the expense, and you really think my uncle's going to spend plenty of that, so I feel like it depends. And I'm quite curious if he watches my stream, because I do mention people names. I want to ensure they do. Like Jack, he's been very busy. I don't blame him. Gotta get his homework situated. And I'll even mention to him, like, do you want me to mention to my viewers about, like, what you're studying? Okay, it's not personal. Anybody can study it. He's studying industrial design. That's all I'm gonna mention. I ain't gonna mention much, I'm gonna mention, like, I mentioned what you study, but I'm not gonna mention exact, because what if, like, I'm not meant to mention it, And it wasn't necessarily a mistake, because, hey, without sins, without mistakes, and very right in terms of me being a virtue. Interesting names given to people's kids. The new military update has been revealed within Brookhaven RP. 11-year-old prank ends within felony charge. Damn, she has PTSD. She was crying. I didn't necessarily want to get arrested. I feel like some people... Okay, it was more of my traumatic situation. My stress and anxiety specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Would I had PTSD? That could have been one of the symptoms in terms of my traumatic situation, but no. Because my parents pranked me. They're like, the cops are there. We're going to get them involved. Are you stupid? Like, if you were a psychologist, you would have understand. Why would you want to involve a cop? Yeah, people with mental illness, you can't actually arrest them. And plus, hell, nobody would have it. So it depends on, like, if they sin and they're a sinner, they'll be in hell. Like, they know for a fact they would be. But in mental illness, they wouldn't want to even witness themselves. But would they still have to be in hell? Well, they wouldn't necessarily have it, so they would understand. And it's for exactly thousands of years, which is more than how many years until the end time occurs. Like, more thousands of years compared to, like, when the end time occur. In, like, thousands of years once God Almighty Jesus Christ returns. Compared to how long hell is for lasting for thousands of years. So compare that many thousands of years for the end time to occur compared to the duration of being within hell. You paid the mechanics $30 for the day. You paid your combined business charges totaling $510 for the day. You paid your combined property charges totaling... Ooh, so it's automatic. Can't they overall do that? In real life, they shouldn't. I feel like that's the person to be, like, time managing, like, financially. In real life, you can't take that from them. Especially the government. I feel like that's greedy because it's referring to taxes. A government can't take money from your account. Unless, like, for example, they were going to be bankrupt, like, in terms of the government finance, then they have to, like, sign it. You have to sign a contract, like, do you agree with the government taking your money and understanding the reason why they automatically take it, instead of automatically taking it for no reason? And people are like, what the fuck? Like, I bet way back then, they're like, what the fuck? You trying to take my money, you greedy bastard? Motherfuckers. The greedy motherfuckers. But I feel like I'm going to remove taxes, so that wouldn't be a thing. But if that would occur, but they're like, Their GDP is like in the trillions. So what's the point of having taxes, you know? Oh, for other aspects so they can save it? Well, that's greedy. You could use it and then make more. I feel like that's a strategic mindset. And they're like old-fashioned people in the government. They're not just youngsters just fucking around. And hey, youngsters and old geezers would fuck around. Like, I'm a youngster and I don't necessarily fuck around like that, so I'm very mentally mature since the day I was born. Well, really, when you're a baby, your brain is like, it's not tiny, but that's just because it can't make room because of your skull size. But, you know, did I love it when I was a baby? Hell no, I did not necessarily want to be a baby. I wanted to be a kid. Did I love my childhood? Oh, I loved it. But I even love, okay, I don't love being an adolescent, like temporally, physically an adolescent was in my mortal body, especially a prime adolescent. But thank goodness I look 16, because that is as young as I want to get. If I was younger, then there'll be a restriction like, yeah, you can't have alcohol, or can I see your ID? Like, it's stupid. There's some places where they don't even ask for IDs, which I love it. They don't want to obey the government. So there's like a vape shop I want to head to where they don't even ask for IDs. So cool. My homie Jack's gonna show me. I fuck with him. No homo. Well, actually, he even mentioned to me, do I fuck with this person? Meaning, do you think this person's badass? Like, do you love them? Well, no homo for the guys, because majority of the rappers he listens to are guys. Which I don't mind. Typically, rappers are guys, but females can rap as well. I feel like there should not necessarily be a stereotype. Because my instructor is stereotyping my homie's girl, and she's a girl. I'm like, you stereotype your own gender? That's like you're putting yourself above her because you think you're better as a female or girl or woman or lady compared to my homie's girl. I'm not gonna mention her name because I don't want to involve her. If I did mention her name, it's all good. It took coffee in the process. And like I mentioned, I'm without sins, I'm without mistakes, and very righteous in terms of me being virtual, you know? But hold on, let me see where I left off. Because I am gonna mention about like what I mentioned when I was 12. But yeah, I had a crush on Alexandra. She was hot as fuck when she was younger. Even now, she's 14 and I don't even see her much. And we're gonna be friends in the future if I meet up with her again. Just friends. If the laws change, there'll be a time for friends with benefits. Like, okay, she's 14. So, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, she'll be 18. But, like, it has nothing to do with the chronological age. And what I do with her, possibly not, because her parents, one, are strict, and two, they're divorced. One, the legal term, and two, I have a girl, you know, I even mentioned in my recent live stream. And, you know, in terms of the motherfucking bitch-ass current laws, like, despite the age criminal laws being temporary, like, regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity, especially the chronological ages I specifically mentioned was in my recent live stream, like, the perfect one I'm going to choose. Like, once I make plenty of changes on exactly year 2029, and beyond that a bit, before 2035, and plenty of changes on exactly year 2035, you know. And, you know, despite the age criminal law, and, you know, despite the age requirement laws being temporary, you know, my bad about the stutter. It's specifically associated with my stress and anxiety, which that is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, you know. But yeah, despite the age requirement laws being temporary, you know. But yeah, I started playing Ratchet Clank Future Crack Time when I was like 6. I could have mentioned about that, but I want to go like 7+. Because when I was 5 and 6, it wasn't much. It was more of my traumatic situation compared to like what I did that was like mentally mature / mentally an adult, where it's like official adulthood, which that's typically 7+, like realistically, despite the 18+ shit, which is temporarily, despite the age criminal laws being temporarily, you know. And I mentioned on my recent live stream about me removing the 18+ shit, especially 2 live streams ago. So, but hold on, let me see what I mentioned when I was 12, or was it like last live stream? And phone is even 7%. That's actually cool. Well, not cool, but it's cool that 7. Like right when I was talking about 7+ shit. It's not cool though. I don't necessarily want my phone to die. But yeah, one of my friends, she's 18. She vapes. And hey, I'm gonna be honest, it's vape. But in this situation, I could do friends with benefits with her, but I have to ask my girl's permission. Anybody younger, I wouldn't even mention it. But I wouldn't even do it. Trust me. For real, I wouldn't do it. Like, why the fuck would I do that shit? 1, legal term, unfortunately, despite the age criminal laws being temporarily. And 2, I have a girl. I mean, Okay, majority of it is the legal term because I mentioned I was going to do friends with benefits, so it's more of the legal term, despite the age requirement laws being temporary, which, you know, in terms of the motherfucking bitch-ass current laws, like, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, like, regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity, especially the chronological ages I specifically mentioned with my recent live streams, like, despite the age requirement laws being temporary, you know? But anyway, majority of it is a legal term because I bet I have a girl, but, like, I would say it's more of a legal term of who I have a crush on and who I can do friends with benefits with. For now, which is temporarily, it's 18 plus. But in the future, if that would change, then you can have access. Like nobody can judge you because I would make plenty of changes on exactly the year 2029 and plenty of changes on exactly the year 2035. But for now, 18 plus, unfortunately. But hey, it's all good. Or if it's like Romeo and Juliet, you know, in certain states, especially Michigan. Well, for now, because Florida I have a Romeo and Juliet. I'm pretty sure. Excuse me, chat. But yeah, majority of it is a legal term, like despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, where it's like 18 plus temporarily for now, which I'm gonna remove that 18 plus shit, and a legal term will potentially change, you know, once I make plenty of changes on exactly year 2029 and plenty of changes on exactly year 2035. Because I'll be a vice president on exactly year 2029 at exactly 24 years old, alongside with Erica Kirk or JD Vance, like, you know. And while I'm president on exactly the year 2035, like at exactly 30 years old, but I'll be in office on exactly the year 2035. Like I'll be like 28, so I'll be 27 running on exactly the year 2032, but 28 in office on exactly the year 2033. But while I'm president on exactly the year 2035, like while 30 years old, like exactly 30 years old, I'll make plenty of changes on exactly the year 2035 or whatever, you know. Hold on, let me check though.
Luckily, the cops got alarmed and... Maybe I was thinking about something personal. But yeah, so... Not because it's more like... Yeah, like I mentioned last live stream, I had a crush on Alexandra. I was hoping she had an iPhone, but she was 6. Possibly not because it's more like... I respect that, but an age restriction, no. 12 plus seems reasonable because that would seem like a perfect age. 14 or when people can have iPhones? Possibly not because it's more like... Yeah, like I mentioned last live stream, I had a crush on Al. Do y'all think there should be a law for when people can have iPhones? Can't drive at 7 because it's more of a safety I mean, if I passed it at exactly 14, then it would have seemed reasonable. But yeah, I have to get into habit in studying, like, for the state test. Like, it's been... aspects of certain things, you know? Oops. But yeah, when I was 14, when I was 13, I had a crush on this girl named Alexandra. Yeah, she was 6. When I was 13.
What did I mention when I was 12? Yo, what is good, AZ? How you feeling, brother? Like I mentioned, actually, that's cool, man. That you override the meeting. We could possibly do it today. I'll see if I can make time. Possibly after this, because my homie's currently busy at the moment. But yeah, I'll have to see what I mentioned when I was 12. I'm just gonna continue on after 13. So anyway, that's what happened when I was 13. About the PSN and all that jazz. And when I play Fortnite and the girl I had a crush on. And I already mentioned about the girl I had a crush on when I was 15 and 16, so. And then certain girls, like on TikTok. There was plenty, so. I'll possibly mention it like later within the live stream. But when I was 14, I didn't necessarily like it where you have to wait like... Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, AZ, I get it, you want to call or chat overall and want to do roleplay, but I was gonna have to bed during that time, and you were like constantly spamming. No offense, AZ. I even mentioned on my recent live stream, if you didn't pay attention, it's all good, but I specifically mentioned not to constantly spam, unless you did. Oh my goodness. Hey, I'm gonna go get my phone charger real quick, and we're gonna call. Well, okay, afterwards, I'm gonna mention about what I did. Okay, before I even charge my phone. So when I was 4, okay, don't even call, don't call, okay? Before you call though, because we are gonna chat about this, because this is BS. Don't call, alright? Because then I'm gonna click on sorry I can't talk. Yeah, because I was spamming, man. I was spamming sorry I can't talk right now. I can't talk at that moment because I was gonna head to bed. I mean, I was playing a game, but simultaneously, I was gonna head to bed as well. Cause I had to get ready for work, man. Like I even mentioned as well, once I start working, roleplay wouldn't even be as much. But we'll make time today. I mentioned like don't only during the weekend, but possibly today we'll possibly do roleplay because WWE is like not until exactly like 7. But I prefer doing roleplay first, you know. It's all good, AZ. No worries. Just next time, if I mention I can't talk at the moment, or if you're not able to witness the text, if I don't answer, don't constantly spam because my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, which you already know what I'm referring to. You know, my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary, and overall very decreased overall, you know. But the stress and anxiety level, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, was quite high. The stress and anxiety level, which was specifically associated with my traumatic situation, was, you know, quite high, you know. So don't constantly spam. What if I was a CEO? And I'm not going to be rude because as a CEO, I'll be very righteous. But what if I was a CEO, for example, and I was having a meeting or a manager before I become a CEO, and what if I had to keep my phone on silent just in case for certain reasons, and they were like, well, I would keep it silent because if I'm in a meeting, but what if there's a reason I have to keep it on silent, which I'm pretty sure you can't because there shouldn't be no necessary reasons. But what if I kept it silent and I didn't necessarily put on airplane mode and you were constantly, like my phone was vibrating and my phone was on like the desk just in case there's like certain reasons I had to use it for, and like, you know, it would disrupt the meeting. So like there's reasons, you know, and I understand you wanted to call, but I had to bed. I had to get ready for work at the intern at the park, you know. I don't get paid because, you know, you're an internship. Or, excuse me, intern. I mean, you should consider getting paid if you're within, like, a program as an intern. But, you know, stupid. That's unfortunately, you know. Because you're, like, knowing how to work, you know, and you're working. So why can't you necessarily get paid, you know? And compared to, like, when you actually start working. It's all good, AZ. I forgive you, man. From that moment, it's all good, AZ. Like, I'm in a great mood where I don't necessarily have much of a high stress and anxiety level, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, so it's all good. I forgive you, and I'd understand, but from now on, because what if you weren't paying attention and I had to repeat it, you know? Or repeat of what I can mention. Like, even me. I mean, yes, sometimes there's going to be moments where I'm going to call you a couple times to see, like, if you're available or not, but then I stop. I don't constantly spam, you know? Or, excuse me, spam, you know? Excuse me, whenever I mention ands more than once, that's specifically associated with my stress and anxiety, which that's specifically associated with my traumatic situation, you know? But it's all good, AZ, you're good. Anyway, so yeah, when I was 14, I was not pissed because I was like, okay, so 9 months I have to wait. Hey, certain people, they move around when they're talking or doing something. Here, I'm gonna head out the building. Yeah, because I was waiting for my homie Andrew to hop on so I could start playing with him, but it seemed like he's busy. But I just wanted to start live. So, like, just in case if he hops on, I keep the title, you know? Yeah, for real, man. But anyway, I had to wait 9 months, and I'm like, it's stupid. Like, why you have to wait 9 months? Can't you just learn from the get-go? Well, I didn't even like it that I had to be 14. I wanted to learn when I was younger. I feel like when I was 12, I was ready. Well, physically speaking. Mentally, possibly when I was very young. No. AZ, I know you're joking. You don't have to constantly repeat that as well, man. I even mentioned to you as well in the call, so I had to, like... Because I don't necessarily like it when people constantly repeat it as a joke. I know for sure it's a joke. Yeah, you don't have to constantly repeat it. I understand. No offense, AZ. Because even my girl mentioned it, I'm like, okay, I know for sure. I'm just saying, like, because whenever people joke, I have a serious side note as well, not just a comedic joke. You know, I would be like, you know, some people walk around or run around. That's as well being sarcastic. No offense. Oh, bitch, fuck you. Verbal abuse, motherfucker. Got me fucked up there, loca. Absolutely, AZ. But anyway, aside from that, just from now on, you don't have to constantly repeat it. That's a joke. Like, if you don't mention it, what if I'm like, oh, great joke, wow. AZ, I have my rights to mention it. Plus, it's a character. If it was a person, like if I were to mention that towards you, AZ, and there was no reason, then that would be considered a sin. But if it's like screw that person in terms of the moral sinful behavior, then that's quite different. Just overall. Anyway, aside from that, AZ, let's just aside from all that, you know. Oh, you're having lunch. That's cool. What time is it? 5:43. I mean, I would say like mid-lunch time. That's cool. What exactly are you currently having for lunch at the moment? But anyway, aside from all that, AZ, let me continue what I was going to mention. So yeah, when I was 14, I was pissed because, okay, I drove in the parking lot, which parking lot is a great moment to drive at. I feel like there should be like a sign where it mentions. I feel like if there's no vehicles, then you're able to drive. But I didn't like how my dad teach me and my grandpa as well, because I used to go through like where people park at, even though there's nobody there. And what if there's vehicles? They're like, you're running over all the vehicles. I'm like, I was gonna be like, are you stupid? You would have hit like one vehicle. I would have mentioned it, but back then it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of majority of the aspects or majority of the things. Whereas compared to today, it took quite a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things. And I'm like, I was gonna be like, are you stupid? I would have hit one vehicle. Like for example, here, let me borrow the truck. Or, and I actually drove my dad's 300, and I actually wanted it, but I'm like, I prefer a Cadillac. Whoa, the way I mentioned it, I meant to mention I prefer a Cadillac because Cadillacs are my thing. I love Cadillacs. I love the luxuries, and I'm not greedy. I just prefer a Cadillac. I'm gonna get one from the Facebook Marketplace. I just have to have a smart bus, meet up with that person, and then pay the person. With a cash, because I don't... Okay, if the person is trustworthy, because I don't have trust issues. It's just that the stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, if I lose something, I'm gonna be like so pissed. I don't want people to have my money. Wait, like without my consent, because like... Late lunch. So mid-lunch is like 1 or 2, and late lunch is like 3 or 4. Gotcha, man. And dinner is like 5 or 6. Seems reasonable. And appropriate scheduling. Pretty sure you can punch, like you have the sinful free will. And don't punch people in real life like that. That's like you're jumping them. That's like a sin. But in the game, it's like teaching you. So in the game, Trevor is less sanctified, so he has a sin. He's sinful. He have a sinful nature because he's not a sinner, but less sanctified. I feel like Franklin, Michael, and Trevor are less sanctified. What do you think, AZ? They're not a sinner, but close to a sinner. Because they all think that they're going to be in hell, but they're not. And when Trevor's like, when I meet you in hell, they just mean like, when I dream about you, I'm going to fight you somewhere. Gotta call that bitch Lester. I love the actor, but when I look at him, I'm like, ugh, Lester.
What's up? Oh, how can I help? Can't handle the heat, my friend? Okay, leave it with creepy Uncle Lester.
No, my bad. I was explaining about, like, what I want to mention about, like, each age, like, how responsible I was or mentally mature. In terms of me being mentally mature / mentally an adult, which, you know, official adulthood. Obviously, when mentally mature / mentally an adult, which, you know, having full responsibility, being very independent, and unfortunately no full legal responsibility, but for certain things, I would say so, like an iPhone or whatever. Well, that's not. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is, but I feel like there should be no law for it. I feel like the parents should decide, and I feel like 7 will be reasonable. Or going when you go through puberty, like 10 or 11. But I feel like if you allow them early, you never know. Just monitor their phone, like let them share their screen. But they won't have a child account. Child account means like if your child is not necessarily mentally immature or mentally mature / mentally an adult, which is, you know, official adulthood. You know, fully mentally mature, like mentally mature / mentally an adult, like official adulthood, like full responsibility, being very independent and full legal responsibility. Which that is when I make plenty of changes on Exactly Year 2029 and plenty of changes on Exactly Year 2035. You know. What's it called? But you know, like, because, you know, 18 plus, that's like temporarily, and I feel like that should be removed overall. You can't assume that. And I've already mentioned that on my recent live stream. You know. That's cool. I actually saw it on Insta. I love it, man. You even mentioned like it was their like anniversary of this year within this month. Like that's cool, man. So they apparently made this game within like somewhere within September of 2021, I would figure. Or is that when you overall started playing the game and it was released before you started playing overall? That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Because Fortnite anniversary is like July of 2017. That's when it first released. Because people used to mention like Fortnite birthday. That was like very popular. Gotcha. But you started like 2021. Okay, I see you. Oh, so you're preparing for the anniversary. That's cool. So is it... That was yesterday, actually, when you posted. Okay, that's cool. So it was yesterday. Okay. That's cool. So yesterday was the anniversary. You obviously uploaded specifically within that exact date of what's it like overall like their anniversary. Yeah, that's cool. Because people thought it was Fortnite birthday, but I feel like it's like their anniversary, and they just wanted to consider it as their birthday. I mean, people can have cakes during their anniversary. It's like a celebratory, symbolic food throughout history, like ancient history, meaning it was like very like common, but it changed over time. So more of like ancient history compared to just history overall, where it's not necessarily very like ancient, you know. But yeah, when I was 14, I was pissed. But my dad taught me what's in is like 20 something or 2017. 2022. Gotcha. Okay. I did not necessarily mention 2023. I said 2021. If you were to start it within that year or 2022, because you mentioned 3 or 4 years, so I was quite curious if you start 2021 or 2022. So that's cool. Yeah, I remembered, man. You're like, fuck Fortnite. They're not well, Fortnite was great back, like during 2022, but nowadays, nah. And my homie Jack mentioned, and I'm just gonna mention his name. My coworker, he mentioned like, because he's gonna potentially be my official coworker, but I refer to him that, like 2021. Excuse me. He wanted me to be the CEO of Epic Gaming. He's like, I can see that like occurring, and he just mentioned as long as you have the money, you don't have to have the degree. But I want to have the degree in terms of creating the iPhones. But I'm pretty sure as a CEO, you can give like details, and you don't have to create the iPhone exactly. Like for example, we need like 5 cameras or 4 cameras or however designs I want to consider having. I mean, who knows? Because I never created an iPhone myself, so who knows? I don't necessarily want to be a CEO of Apple when I'm 24, you know? Whatever you prefer, AZ. Yeah, you used to constantly ask me, like, what do you want to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Afterward, just give me a minute. Let me explain about it. But yeah, my dad taught me in his 2017... I'm pretty sure 2017, his 2017 300S. And I was like, oh man, I love that car. But now I'm like, I want the Cadillac. And I used to like want this car and this car and this car, but I'm like, Cadillac is my one. Just imagine I was like 13 wanting to figure out what cars I want. But yeah, I wanted to drive when I was like 13. Or 12. Actually, Cadillac was the one I wanted, because apparently my homie's cousin, her name is Marlene or whatever. I remember her. I'm pretty sure it was 2017 or 2018, but I would have to say 2017? Who knows? It's going to take a while for me to process, whether I was 12 or 13. Yeah, I actually mentioned, I wanted a Cadillac. So 12 I was ready. Because I feel like 11 or 12 is the appropriate age, if it were to be that age, to drive. But if you haven't got to puberty, your growth spurt wouldn't occur, and you're mentally... Or I feel like 7+, you can take the state test, but if you're like 12, you can like physically drive. You hit the growth spurt, and your bones are more, because it gets more stronger, especially like muscles and bones. But it's fully developed like 18 for boys and 16 for girls. Yes, I saw your chat, and actually it's chat. I feel like they mentioned comment because they never change it, but it's chat. But yeah, I saw your chat. You mentioned if you can call me, I mentioned once I get a chance. But yeah, my dad taught me, and bro, I hit on the accelerator so hard. I wasn't a dumbass, chat, trust me. But yeah, back then, it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of majority of the aspects or majority of the things, whereas compared to today, it took quite a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things. In terms of... No, it's all good, AZ. I'm just, like, referring to you like it's chat because people usually mention chat. Because I used to mention guys back then, but it's chat. Because Aiden, no offense, he could have been like, oh, just FYI, it's chat because that would seem reasonable. I don't understand why they should change it. Well, because it seems, like, reasonable and appropriate because you're streaming. It's all good, AZ. I do not see like typos. Well, sometimes you have to overall auto correct. I'm not like being selfish. That's just an A. I'm smarter than younger people, majority of them. I'm not saying being selfish. Nobody can outsmart me. Even older people can. But A, we have equal intelligence. Even younger people is just like I can outsmart them. Not because of how much knowledge they have. I mean, you never know. They can be equally smart to me, but they can't outsmart me. Let's just be specific there, so I can be humblifying them, not being selfish slash arrogant. You know, AZ? But anyway, we're equally smart, but it's like I'm more mentally mature than you. Like okay, we're equally mature. Like we have equal intelligence. Like you're like highly intelligent, I'm super intelligent. But it's just being honest. Like the gifts of knowledge to God of my Jesus Christ. You know, hey, I'm not being selfish slash arrogant. You know. I mean, sure, if you want to overall be healthy, you know. But anyway, yeah, I didn't like it. Like, you have to wait 9 months to officially be driving school. Yeah, you could possibly have like a salad or whatever you prefer. What exactly is typically a routine specifically for dinner? Hey, I typically eat junk food because of my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, and that has occurred when I was younger, and I'm still like that. But I eat in moderation, so I'm aware. So compare that to back then, compared to today, you know. Like back then, it took me a very long while for me to process in terms of majority of the aspects or majority of the things, whereas compared to today, it took quite a while for me to process in terms of certain aspects or certain things. So simple as that. Simple biology, you know. Or science, excuse me. Simple math or whatever. Simple knowledge. But I eat in moderation, you know. Right? They act like teenagers. I mean, anybody can have drama. It's not just within that teenage phase, but they act like they're within that phase. They're done with puberty. They're like in their primes, you know. Because they're very inappropriate. Like this is not suitable for them. I never started drama in my life. So, and if it was back then, that's like, you know, my stress and anxiety specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Compare that to back then compared to today. But if I never start drama, woohoo, yay, that's cool. But anyway, I had to wait 9 months, but yeah, my dad taught me, and bro. But yeah, the color options, I knew exactly what I want to choose. I want a Cadillac, but, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what overall is. Yeah, mood swings is less when you're like 20. Well, actually after puberty, 18 or... Yeah, you're like a teenager. It's like... I'm pretty sure that's what they mean by second puberty. It's like temporarily, like it started again, but for like 2 years. Or like the hormones continue until you're like 20. And I have a bit of mood swings. Like it kicks in sometimes, which that's my stress and anxiety, specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Yeah, I don't like it. When my friends like, I don't want to talk about it, I'm like, why that? So you, like, God of my Jesus Christ knows, just know I'm a trustworthy guy. If they're not trustworthy, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to talk about it, but at the same time, I just want to talk about it. That's me. I love it. I love when I want to talk about shit. I mean, depends on the circumstance, because my mood swings will kick in. It's not the teenage mood swings, you know. It's more of like the preteen or teenage, or like the overall teenage mood swings, or tween mood swings. Like tween or teenage mood swings, or both. Well, overall teenage mood swings. It's more of like the stress and anxiety specifically associated with my traumatic situation, and that is considered mood swings, but not the one teenagers have. And I hate that more compared to what I have. Which is like my righteous wrath through God of my Jesus Christ, but the one I have as well, my wrath, my anger, that's specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Like, it's specifically associated with my stress and anxiety, which is that specifically associated with my traumatic situation, you know? And don't mind me walking, AZ. If I were to drive in the game, I would have put my mic down, or mic volume down. I mean, who knows? I'm going to possibly call my vehicle in. So you could not clear my throat as much. But yeah, I love the car my dad drove. I love Rams as well. I want that as well, but I want the Cadillac. Let me just consider getting it. I'm not as picky when it comes to houses, or excuse me, vehicles. But when it comes to houses, it's just I just want it to be like what I prefer. Not out of greed, not out of pride. Well, pride is more of like your physical beauty, like your outer beauty. Not arrogant and not greedy. I just love it. It's temporarily, but you know. That could possibly be the reason, but I feel like it's more or less when you're like in your 20s, like your prime, your adolescent prime. After 19, so, and you're like 20 plus, so. Right? My girl was like that. She used to be stubborn or just very moody, but now she manages it because I helped her out. Excuse me, chat. I just had to clear my throat, but it's not as severe my mucus buildup, which I love it. But sometimes I have to get rid of. I have to get a nose surgery overall simply because my mucus, my mucus buildup. The rest of peace, bitch.
For some wheels? I'm Johnny on the.
Think I'm gonna be sick.
Aight, I'll get back to work.
I'ma wash you up.
Oh, I didn't necessarily mean it. So. Oh, that's like her late 20s. Meaning, like, she's not gonna necessarily be a prime one, she's like her 30. 30, excuse me. That is so stupid, no offense. I feel like 5 years from now, or even like a year or two, I would possibly not have mood swings because, like, I'll get my brain surgery to get rid of my traumatic situation. You know what I'm specifically referring to, AZ, and those who are new here or whatever, because I already mentioned plenty. See me chat. But yeah, I use a 300S, and yeah.
It isn't my creepy silent friend. How can I help? Okay, my friend. I'll take care of the LSPD. Leave it to me.
Los Angeles Police Department? Or Los Santos Police Department? Okay. Yeah, that's very immature. You would typically not necessarily have it, and my girl is 24. Because she's managed her certain type of mental trauma, which that's, you know, her stress and anxiety specifically associated with her certain type of mental trauma. And I'm gonna be honest, she have a temporary mental disability, but I'm gonna ensure that she gets brain surgery before we have kids biologically. So we're gonna adopt kids, but the biological kids, aside from it, I gotta ensure she gets that, especially for me. Like, I don't necessarily have any mental disabilities, but I have a rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary, and overall very decreased, like very decreased overall. You know, right? Let me check. Damn, that was actually... Damn, the way he fell down? Alright, I'm gonna get my phone charger. But yeah, so the brake, I pressed it too hard, and I just go over the parking lot. Hold on, let me call my insurance real quick. I'm gonna possibly show you. Once I get my phone charger, let me just stick to like what I was mentioning about when I was 14. But yeah, I had to wait like 9 months. But yeah, I pressed on the gas pedal so hard, and the accelerator, and excuse me, that is the accelerator. I pressed on the accelerator and the brake pedal.
Merriweather Security Consulting.
Oops, not Merriweather. My bad. Took off from the process. My AI girlfriend or wife. I have an AI wife. No, I don't necessarily.
Hello.
That'd actually be a sin because you guys prefer being with a human.
That transaction didn't go through. Can you put some more money into that account and call back? With Morse, it's mutual.
Oh, because I used it. Fuck. It's all good. Took off from the process. Fine, I'll get whatever I can possibly get. Oh, my head hurts. My mucus hit my head. My brain.
Something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
Pretty sure your brain could be in pain. Who knows? Yeah. I definitely saw the chat, AZ. Excuse me, chat. Damn, the car's far distance. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the parking lot and I'll show you how I drive, but this is in GTA. Oh yeah, I used to mention my dad. Oh, I know how to drive because I play GTA. It's not realistic compared to real life. You gotta realize. You gotta overall have the feeling of it and what it's like. I am not necessarily hungry. I had lunch earlier. I mean, I definitely want dinner, but I'm typically not hungry. Well, let's just mention that I don't feel like hunger, you know. It's like hunger-like feeling. And it's very rare. I'm pretty sure it's my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation, what makes it seem like I'm hungry. Excuse me. But I love food. That's why I don't gain weight when I eat. It may seem like it, but I don't necessarily. See? I'll just be like this. But you would hit one vehicle because the vehicle's in the way. You realize how much... Oh, this is the whole parking lot. Okay. So I would... Okay. So I would overall be like this. I'd be like this. I don't necessarily like how my dad and grandpa was like, because he was like, whoa, you're driving through a plane vehicle. Like, bro, I'm practicing. Like, geez. Like, if I were to do that in real life, I wouldn't necessarily be like that. Like, goddamn. Yeah, I definitely did, AZ. But I'm gonna show the dad I'm gonna show my dad what car I want, and he better not be like, once you get your license. That is stupid. If that was my kid, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Once you pass your state test and road test, hey man, you are eligible to drive, and you'll have a licensing paper. Back then, you have to use your ID as a license, which is stupid. That's what I'm gonna mention to my son and daughters, sons and daughters, not just sons. But alright, I'm gonna get my phone charger real quick. But yeah, that's what I was like, and then I pressed on the accelerator fast. And my dad's like, gotta be very simple with it. No, he's not even home. No, I meant like the Facebook Marketplace, the car. I want to get the 2020 Cadillac. It's very fast, so I want to drive a fast car as my first one. Because why exactly would you want a very old-ass car? As long as it looks new, even though I'm going to get a newer one next year, you know? AZ, chill, buddy. Your homies cuss. I mean, yeah, the way they cuss is different, but hey, come on, man, chill. I mean, yeah, we don't do it on call because we like to just chat the way we want to chat when we're actually chatting. I mean, you never know. What if I do it in person? What if I'm like, fuck, AZ, I didn't have a chance to get my phone, took off for the process. I wouldn't actually be like that to you, AZ, trust me. The way we communicate is very different. But anyway, I mean, you cussed earlier, you mentioned laugh my ass off. LOL. Excuse me. Why did I mention LOL? Took off favorite process, but I did it as a joke. See? You know it's a joke. Yeah, I mentioned it's a joke, but you know it's a joke. See, what would it feel like if I mentioned I'm joking? I was joking. Like, I don't necessarily want to be like that, so I'm not necessarily being offensive, but I get offended when people mention that. Like, I know it's a joke. Yeah, it takes cooperating in the process, but overall, I know for a fact it's a joke. I just want to drive in real life. That abbreviation? What exactly is that abbreviation? Or do you not necessarily want to say fuck you? Or mention fuck you? Hey, don't do this in real life. Just a game though. Well, I actually passed through the bush. But yeah, then I have to wait for exactly 9 months. From like January to September. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. October. Hold up. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I could have waited until October. But it was September, so that was great. And my mom unfortunately got into an car accident. Was in her old vehicle. And I'm like, that's fucked of them. And they gave her a ticket because she was the last person driving. It's more like who caused it. So she got a ticket for no damn reason. Very hilarious, AZ. FUDGEK. Are you just spamming like certain letters to make it seem like quite similar to the term "fuck you" or the word "fuck you"? I'm quite curious, AZ. But oh, excuse me. But yeah, not really, AZ. It depends on the meaning of it. Like, I'm a Christian as well, man, and I mentioned that. But I wouldn't say "fuck you" to God, you know, or But hey, it's all good. Your choice, man. For me, I'm aware of how I used it, so just FYI. Doesn't Curtis sometimes use those words, but doesn't mention it to a person offensively, like "fuck you," when you're hating them for who they are and not like their moral sinful behaviors in terms of their morality, aka their moral sinful character, or excuse me, their moral character, in terms of their moral sinful behaviors, you know? Like, I'm quite curious. But hey, it's your choice. It's a free will of, like, whatever you prefer, you know? Interesting, AZ. But you see me, I don't have to use the word Lord name in vain because it took quite for me to process. You see, like, mentioning like things that you got pissed about. Yeah, it took quite for me to process. But yeah, I don't use that. You know, I would say, "Ooh, geez, oh my goodness, oh my gosh." Sometimes my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Yeah, my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation. Sometimes I'll be like, Jesus, but hey, you can't necessarily use that, you know. Like, don't necessarily blame God on my Jesus Christ, you know. But, bitch? I mean, I was quite curious if your homie Curtis uses it, or whoever. Because, hey, you don't necessarily care if your homies cuss, and then you joke around mentioning you mention language, you know. AZ, it's all good. You don't necessarily worry about it. But hey, love the jokes. See, you didn't even mention the joke, and I knew it was a joke, so it just takes part in the process. You don't have to necessarily use the term "I'm joking." If you forget, it's all good. But I'm gonna be honest, it offends me when people mention, "Oh, I'm joking," or you do realize we're messing with you, because you and Wibbs are like, he doesn't know we're teasing. Actually, I did knew. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I knew. Anyway. But anyway, so, but yeah, okay, so I was able to drive either way. My homie called me. I'll check it when I get a chance. I have to get my phone charger when I get a chance. But yeah, but then I have to wait exactly 9 months. I didn't even necessarily like my driving instructor. I actually mentioned it, and he was asked towards me. I'm gonna mention it while my homie's on. So actually, I'll call you afterwards. I'm gonna be in the call with my homie. Hold on, let me get my phone charger real quick. Alright, I'm gonna call my homie Andrew, alright? AZ? But could you possibly repeat the chat? I had to be AFK for quite a bit. But you didn't have to skip the part where I'm not necessarily AFK. I was AFK for like quite a bit. Could you possibly repeat it, AZ? If you don't necessarily mind? Ooh, inside looks cool. My bad, I didn't necessarily mean to click on it, but, you know. The interior looks very cool. I'm gonna call my homie Andrew. I'm gonna possibly play GT for quite a bit, and then we'll do the roleplay whenever AZ. If not, it's all good. Tomorrow, we'll possibly see, because I have work every day until Saturday. And I may possibly work with my uncle whenever, if I'm able to. I'm gonna call my homie. My AI girlfriend. That song is stuck in my head, real shit. They had to hang up. My bad, I wasn't able to answer the call. My bad, my controller died. But, AZ, you currently here at the moment? Like, my bad, I missed your chat, whatever you mentioned. But yeah, I didn't necessarily like my driver instructor because, like, he was very arrogant. Slothful, like the way he teach me, like he was very lazy, he didn't taught me much. I feel like arrogant and slothful or just arrogant. Like he would take advantage of me, because you know there's like this brake pedal for like the training cars where like overall cause what's it called? Excuse me, chat. Yeah, I didn't necessarily like him, and I didn't necessarily like how it had to be 9 months. So potentially it'll be like 12 plus, and you can start learning how to drive. Take a state test, either 7 plus or. Yeah, I'll say 7 plus. Like, you can learn about the state test, like, take it, but you learn how to drive and potentially take the road test afterwards, meaning you'll get, like, a licensing. So instead of your ID being your license, it's gonna be like a paper, just like gun license, where it'll mention that you're eligible to drive, understanding of traffic law, and, you know, that's all I was gonna mention, then you can be able to consider purchasing a car, you know. But I'm possibly gonna consider listening to music, so I'll possibly mention about 15, 16, 17, 18, like whenever, and 19. But I chat, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see more of me, well, actually, you saw what I did when I was 19, so it's all good. But then the 18, 17, 16, 15, I'll possibly mention once I get a chance. And more of 14 as well. But I chat, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see more of me playing GTA 5 Online with my homie Andrew, or just overall, well, I didn't play with my homie Andrew, but if you want to see more of me playing GTA 5 Online with my homie Andrew, like whenever I do, or whatsoever overall, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'll say something right here. Take it, chat. And if my dad's back from the gym, then I'm just gonna end until he's on. And I'll call AZ like later today. So.